Welcome, brave souls. Uncle Thistle here. Settle in, light a candle if you dare, and get comfortable for tonight's tale of creeping dread. Let me know in the comments where you're listening from. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you'll never miss one of my midnight stories. Now, let's get right into tonight's tale.
We arrive at Duskmire Resort just as dusk bleeds out behind the mountains, the last light seeping like blood from a wound. I grip the steering wheel too tightly as I maneuver up the winding road lined with black pines that crowd close, needles rattling in the wind like dry bones. Amy rests her hand on mine to calm me. She says softly, "We're finally here," and gives me a smile that trembles around the edges. The resort appears all at once. A grand old estate perched above the valley, its peaked roofs and dark stone glowering against the fading sky. Warm lights burn in the tall windows, and the gravel crunches under our tires with a steady, unsettling rhythm as I pull up to the main entrance. The air is colder here than it should be, biting through my coat. I swear I see mist creeping along the ground. Inside, Duskmire is all polished oak and worn carpets, smelling of wood smoke and old books. A massive fireplace crackles in the lobby, flames snapping and spitting embers that dance like fireflies. I watch the concierge watching us, thin smile stretched too wide, his eyes glassy with something unspoken. He takes our bags without a word, fingers brushing mine, cold as marble. Our room is on the third floor, a long corridor of dim sconces and thick shadows. The wallpaper is dark green damask, faded and peeling at the corners like old skin. I feel Amy shiver against me. She says she's fine, but her eyes keep darting to the portraits lining the walls. Ancestors with blurred faces and glinting, watchful eyes. We unpack in silence. I test the bed, mattress soft but sagging ominously in the middle. The window overlooks the courtyard, a patch of frosted grass and stark fountain. The water is black in the night, and something seems to move just beneath its surface. Amy pours wine from the welcome basket. I take a glass, fingers brushing hers, savoring the moment of normalcy. But then I hear it. A faint scraping from the wardrobe. I freeze. She notices and hushes me with a look. We listen, breath held. Silence. Maybe the wind. But when I go to check, the door creaks open slowly, all on its own, revealing only our hanging clothes. My heart pounds. I force a laugh, pretending it's fine. Amy doesn't look convinced. She says, "Let's just get dinner. Get our minds off it." I nod, but as we leave the room, I feel eyes on my back. Something heavy in the air, like breath held in the walls. The door clicks shut behind us without my touching it. And down the hall, in the flickering sconce light, I swear I see a shadow slither away on the floor. We make our way downstairs, the hallway narrowing around us, walls creaking with cold. Amy clutches my arm tighter than usual, her perfume mingling with the hotel's staler scents. Old wood polish, extinguished candles, and something metallic, like blood left too long to dry. The lobby is emptier than before, the fire in the hearth low and sullen. I nod at the concierge, but he doesn't move or blink. Outside, the air bites our cheeks, icy wind threading through the courtyard. The fountain stands in the center, a gaping maw of black stone. Water trickles down its cracked basin, the sound brittle, like glass chipping. I draw Amy closer. She whispers, "It feels wrong out here." I nod. I smell damp earth and something rank beneath it. The mist hugs the ground so thick we can barely see our shoes. Shapes seem to move in it, darting and curling like hungry animals. I force a laugh to calm her. We hear footsteps behind us, quick, stuttering. We turn, but see no one. The sound stops. Silence collapses around us like a closing fist. Amy grips my coat. I can see my breath puff out in ragged white clouds, but there's no breath from her mouth, even though she shivers. I try to ignore that. We pass the fountain. I glance into its pool. The water is dark as ink, shifting with subtle ripples though no wind disturbs it. My reflection is wrong. Blurred. Elongated. Eyes hollow. It opens its mouth in the water, I can't hear it, but it screams silently. I jerk back. Amy's voice trembles. "What did you see?" I swallow, shaking my head. "Nothing." She doesn't believe me. We hurry inside, the door slamming behind us with a sharp report. The concierge is still there. Same position, same unmoving stare. He rasps, "Dinner is being served." His voice is papery. We nod, not wanting to speak. The dining room is awash in golden light, chandeliers flickering, long tables set with silver that gleams too brightly. Other guests turn to watch us enter. Their faces seem pale, eyes too large, smiles fixed. Low laughter rattles like bones in a box. We sit at the edge of the room, Amy trembling. She takes my hand and whispers, "We can leave tomorrow, right?" I squeeze her fingers, feeling the tremor in them. I say yes. But in my heart, I know the roads will be gone by morning. And across the room, one guest lifts a wineglass in toast, their face melting into a skeletal grin before snapping back to normal. The waiter approaches our table with measured steps, his shoes clicking too loud on the polished floor. His hair is slicked back, skin tight against his skull, and his eyes are hollow pits ringed in shadow. I force a polite smile. Amy doesn't even try. He sets 2 menus down with skeletal fingers, voice thin as reed grass. "Tonight's specialty dinner is mandatory for all guests." I clear my throat. "Mandatory?" He smiles, skin cracking like old parchment. "House rules." Amy's grip on my arm tightens. Her nails bite into my sleeve. I feel every tremor. I glance around. The other guests eat in silence, forks scraping plates in eerie unison, heads bowed. But now and then one will jerk upright, stare directly at us with black, hungry eyes, then resume eating. Candles gutter on every table, their wax pooling like pale blood. The scent of burning tallow and rotting meat mingles with old wine. I can almost taste it, metallic on my tongue. The waiter leans in. His breath is sour and cold. "You must come." Midnight. The grand hall. I nod stiffly. He straightens with a crackling of joints and retreats, melting into the shadows at the edge of the room. Amy hisses, "We're leaving. Now." I want to agree. My mouth is dry as bone dust, but I look at the doors and see them sealed with heavy iron bars that weren't there before. The guests all rise at once. Chairs screech. Their movements too perfectly synchronized, heads turning toward us in unison. They smile with identical broken teeth. One of them speaks in a child's voice from an adult's mouth. "We're so glad you're here." Amy gasps. I stand, knocking my chair over, grabbing her hand. We back away toward the service hall. I whisper, "We'll find another way out." But the walls groan around us. Floorboards buckle. Candles snuff out one by one, plunging the room into darkness. The last thing I see before blackness swallows us is the concierge at the doorway. His smile so wide, it splits his face in two. We stumble into a narrow corridor behind the dining room, our breath ragged. The door slams shut behind us with a finality that makes my heart hammer. The walls here are lined with tarnished mirrors, floor to ceiling, each pane cracked or fogged. Amy clutches my arm so tightly it aches. "Charles, where are we?" Her voice shakes. The corridor feels too long, the air cold and wet, smelling of mold and old perfume. Our footsteps echo back at us, doubled, tripled, like something walking in step behind. I keep my gaze forward, but the mirrors draw my eyes. My reflection ripples like water. In some panes, my face is missing entirely. In others, it's grinning while I'm not. Amy gasps, "Don't look!" But I can't help it. I see her reflection, and it's wrong. Her face is stretched, mouth split wide in a silent wail, eyes black pits that drip something thick and dark. I yank her away. We push forward, boots squeaking on the damp floor. The mirrors rattle as we pass, glass flexing like skin over bone. I hear whispers coming from them. Software insistent. They say my name. "Charles." The voice is Amy's. But she's ahead of me, shaking her head in horror. We reach the end of the corridor. A heavy oak door stands before us. I try the handle. It's slick with something warm. My stomach turns as I wipe my hand on my coat. Amy sobs once, quietly. I want to comfort her, but I can't find words. I press my shoulder against the door. It creaks open into pitch black. I smell iron, old blood. A cold draft blows over us, snuffing the light from a sconce behind us. Total darkness. I click my flashlight on. The beam quivers. It shows a hall lined with portraits. The faces are obscured by black veils, but beneath the gauze something shifts. Eyes glint wetly, following us. Amy whispers, "We shouldn't be here." I agree, but there's no way back. We step into the hall. The door slams shut behind us with a deafening crack. I spin, grabbing the handle. It's gone, just smooth wall. Amy starts crying. I turn to her, but she isn't crying anymore. She's smiling, her mouth too wide, teeth sharp. She rasps, voice layered over with something else. "We're so glad you're here." I scream her name. She blinks, eyes clearing. She stumbles back, shaking. "Charles, what's happening to me?" I grab her, pulling her close. But the portraits begin to weep. Dark streaks of something wet and viscous run down the canvas faces, pooling on the warped floor. The whispering rises, a chorus of mocking voices. "Stay! Feed!" Amy screams. And in the flashlight beam, I see shadows peeling from the walls, crawling toward us. I yank Amy through a side door. We spill out into the night air, gasping. The wind slaps my face, cold enough to burn. We're in the garden now. Once grand hedges stand skeletal and dead, twigs clacking together in the breeze. Statues of angels dot the path, but their faces are cracked, hollow-eyed, mouths warped in silent screams. Amy grips my coat. She's shaking so badly her teeth chatter. I feel her breath on my neck, but it's wrong, too cold. I turn her to face me. "Amy, focus. We have to get out." She nods, tears streaking mascara down her pale cheeks. The path crunches underfoot. Gravel mixed with something darker. Damp. Smells like rotting leaves and stagnant water. Ahead, the fountain looms again. Its basin overflows with black water, trickling over onto the ground in sluggish rivulets that stain the stone. I hear faint crying coming from it. Amy sobs. "Do you hear that?" I nod grimly. The crying rises, childlike and broken. "Help me." We edge around it. Shadows ripple in the water, forming shapes, faces twisted in pain. Their mouths move silently. Amy pulls me toward a wrought iron gate on the far side. It's rusted, vines twisting through the bars like veins. We push at it. It groans but doesn't move. The crying turns to laughter. High-pitched, mocking. "Charles." I whip around. The garden path behind us is empty, but the hedges rustle. Shapes move inside them. Amy screams. Something darts past her. A cold blur that snags her hair and tugs hard. She stumbles, falling to her knees. I grab her, dragging her up. My heart pounds so hard I can't hear anything else. The statues seem closer, their stone arms outstretched, cracks widen in their faces, black ooze leaking like tears. Amy pounds the gate with both fists. "Please!" I throw my weight into it. The rust gives way with a shriek. We tumble through, landing on hard dirt. The laughter dies instantly. I help Amy up. She's sobbing, hair tangled, coat torn. We're in another courtyard, smaller, enclosed by high walls. A single door stands at the far end, lit by a flickering lantern. I wipe sweat from my face. My fingers come away red. Nosebleed. Amy whispers, voice raw. "Charles, what is this place?" I have no answer. But the door at the end creaks open. Inside is only darkness, and a voice calls out from it in perfect imitation of mine. "Amy, come here." I grip Amy's arm and pull her back from the doorway. The voice calling her name sounds too perfect, too me. She's pale, eyes glazed, drawn to it like a moth to flame. "Amy, don't listen." But she strains against me, mumbling, Charles? Is that you? Her breath rasps, white in the cold. I smell blood on her, metallic, sharp, mixing with the earth and decay stench of this courtyard. I push the door shut. It resists like something's pressing back. Wood groaning, hinges screeching. I throw my shoulder into it until it slams shut. Silence smothers us. Amy sobs, head on my chest. I feel her tears soak my shirt. I heard you, Charles, she whispers. I swallow bile. I know, I say. A side passage leads away, low-ceilinged, lit by guttering sconces. The walls are cracked plaster, flaking to reveal old brick and crawling vines. The vines twitch when we pass, like they're reaching. Our footfalls echo strangely. Once, twice, 3 times. Like something's pacing us. The air grows thick, heavy with dampness and sour mildew. I catch a whiff of pipe smoke, sweet, old-fashioned. My grandfather's blend. I haven't smelled it in years. Amy shudders. Do you smell that? Yeah. She wipes her eyes, smearing mascara like bruises under them. We creep along. The walls close in tighter. The floor slopes downward slightly. Water drips from the ceiling, striking puddles with soft, accusatory plinks. I hear something ahead. Scraping. Slow. Deliberate. We stop. Amy's breathing hitches. Charles, she hisses. The scraping grows louder, metal on stone. I flick my flashlight ahead. The beam wavers, showing only endless corridor. The noise stops. I whisper, go. Now. We move fast, shoes slapping wet stone. Halfway down, the sconces go out behind us one by one, each extinguished with a soft hiss. Amy starts crying again. I grab her hand, pulling her along. The last sconce dies, plunging us into near-total dark. Only my weak flashlight holds it back. The scraping resumes, closer. A voice hisses, Amy! Her eyes go wide. That's not you, she breathes. I grip her tighter. No, I say. We reach another door. Heavy, iron-banded. I twist the handle. It resists. Behind us, the scraping becomes running. Amy screams. I slam my shoulder into the door. It bursts open. We fall through into a wide chamber. Candles burn in alcoves. Strange symbols mark the walls in what looks like dried blood. An altar of black stone squats in the middle, cracked but unmistakable. Amy gags at the smell, coppery and foul, a butcher's shop gone rancid. I slam the door shut behind us. We lean against it, panting. Silence. But from somewhere deep in the room comes slow applause, measured, mocking. Amy whimpers at the sound of that applause. It's polite, almost gentlemanly, but it echoes too long, bouncing from wall to wall, overlapping itself. I force myself upright, my back screaming in protest. My heart slams in my ribs like an animal in a cage. Amy, stay behind me! She doesn't answer, only clings to my coat, shaking so hard I feel it in my bones. I sweep my light across the chamber. The walls are slick, blackened with old soot or something worse. Symbols crawl over them in looping scrawls that twist if I look too long. The air is frigid. Each breath puffs white. My nose runs, blood mixing with snot. I wipe it away with my sleeve. The applause dies. Silence presses in. Amy's voice is thin as spider silk. Charles, where's it coming from? I don't answer. Something moves in the dark. My light catches a figure standing at the far edge of the room. Tall, thin, wearing formal clothes stained with black. Its face is obscured by a porcelain mask cracked down the middle. Through the crack, I see glistening red. It claps again, slow, deliberate. Welcome, it rasps, voice dry as old parchment. Amy sobs. I swallow hard. My mouth tastes like copper and fear. I manage, what do you want? It tilts its head. The mask creaks with the motion. To host you. Its hand gestures to the altar, palm long-fingered, blackened at the tips. For dinner. Amy shrieks. I step forward, brandishing the flashlight like a weapon. Stay back. It chuckles. The sound is wet, bubbling from somewhere too deep. I see shapes peeling from the walls behind it. Shadows that stand up, stretch, unfold themselves like obscene flowers. More figures, guests. Each with broken faces, some grinning, others screaming silently. They step closer. Amy pulls at my arm. "Charles, please!" I back up, dragging her. The host lowers its mask just enough to show a mouth, black teeth, dripping. Dinner is served. It lunges. I swing the flashlight wildly. The beam catches on writhing shapes, glistening wet. Amy screams again, shrill and raw. I shove her toward a side passage, screaming, "Go!" She runs. I follow, my heart in my throat, the host's laughter chasing us. The last thing I hear before the darkness swallows us is that voice, so close to my ear it feels like breath on my neck. Bon appétit. We burst from the narrow passage, our feet skidding on polished tile. The corridor ahead is strangely bright, lined with flickering candelabras. Shadows leap and twist, always moving just at the edge of sight. Amy is sobbing now, voice breaking. She grabs my coat, nails biting. "Charles, we have to get out. We have to." I try to hush her, but I'm shaking too. The air is thick with smoke and something foul, like burned hair and spoiled meat. My stomach roils. Ahead, double doors of dark wood stand open, beckoning. Golden light spills out, warm but wrong. It pulses like something breathing. I pull Amy close, whisper, "Don't look at anything too long." We move slowly, shoes tapping out our fear on marble floors. Portraits hang on either side of the hall, grim ancestors with black pits for eyes. Some turn to follow us, others seem to whisper. My name, Charles. Their voices drag like claws down my spine. Amy whimpers. "Do you hear them?" "Don't answer," I hiss. We reach the doors. The smell hits us like a wall. Rich spices masking rot, candle wax melting too fast, pooling like congealed fat. Inside, the grand dining room stretches cavernous. A single massive table runs the length, laden with silver platters and crystal goblets. Candles stand like sentries, wax dripping in pale ropes. And the guests, all seated, all turning to stare. Their faces are human only in memory. Stretched, distorted. Eyes like holes punched in paper. Mouths split too wide, teeth sharpened and wet. They grin. I hear laughter, thin, shivery. Amy clutches my arm so tightly I lose feeling. At the head of the table sits the host. The porcelain mask grins wider now, cracked so badly it nearly falls apart. Behind it, red flesh pulses, slick and weeping. He rises, arms out. "Welcome, honored guests. Please, be seated." The chairs at the end scrape back on their own. Amy shakes her head violently. "Number Charles, please." I back away, but the doors behind us slam shut. Lock. The host's voice booms. "Dinner is mandatory." Guests begin to pound the table. Forks and knives slam in rhythm like a chant. "Charles, Charles, Charles." The word worms into my head. Amy screams. I grab her, pulling her to one of the chairs. She fights me, but there's nowhere else to go. The host bows with a creaking of bone. "Good," he rasps. "Very good." Candles flare high, bathing everything in a sickly golden light. The silver platters open like mouths. And inside, I see what they're serving. Flesh. Raw. Still twitching. Amy gags. I feel bile rise. But I can't look away, because some of the meat has our faces. My stomach lurches. The room tilts. I grab the table edge to keep from falling. The platters steam, releasing a stench of copper and spoiled milk. Amy turns her head, retching. Her hair sticks to her wet cheeks. She gasps for breath between sobs. I force words out. "Don't eat. Whatever happens, don't eat." The host claps, once. Silence. Every guest lifts their forks in unison. Their smiles crack. Flesh splits at the corners. Black blood drips onto their napkins. They dig in. The squelching sound is too loud. Fork tines scrape bone. Lips smack wetly. I gag. Amy whimpers. "Charles." I grip her hand. "Look at me, just me." She tries. Tears smear her mascara into black scars. The host paces behind us, fingers trailing along the chair backs. Long nails tap, tap, tap. "Your turn," he says. A silver platter lands before us. Inside, something pale and soft, moving. It has eyes. My eyes. Amy shrieks. I slam the lid shut. The host leans close, mask cracking wide. "Eat!" I spit in his face. He laughs, high and broken. "Very well. Refuse the gift." He gestures. Guests stop eating. They stare. Amy squeezes my hand until my bones grind. The candles gutter low, shadows deepen. The portraits on the walls twist. Figures inside them lean out, faces weeping black sludge. They whisper, "Join us!" I stand, dragging Amy up. The guests hiss. Forks scrape the table. Nails claw wood. The host speaks calmly. "Leaving so soon? We haven't even served dessert." The doors behind us creak, open slowly. Darkness beyond. But I see movement inside. Hands. Reaching. I feel Amy shaking. Her voice is a thread. "Charles, we have to try." I nod. My mouth is dry. I taste blood. We run, past the table. Past the guests who rise, heads turning, bones cracking. The host laughs, low, triumphant. "Bon appétit." We hit the doors. The darkness inside swallows us whole. We tumble into the blackness, the doors slamming shut behind us with an echo that seems to keep going forever. I lose my grip on Amy. "Amy!" My voice bounces, mocking me in 1,000 distorted whispers. I hear her sobbing somewhere ahead. "Charles, where are you?" I shuffle forward, arms out. My fingers brush cold, damp walls, slick with something slimy. I gag at the smell. Rotting meat and coppery blood. My feet splash in shallow water. I hear wet slaps that aren't mine. "Amy!" "Here." Her voice quavers. Too close, too far. I grope ahead. My fingers find fabric, warmth. She clings to me, shaking so hard her teeth chatter against my chest. "Don't let go," she pleads. "Never." We move forward, blind except for the sickly glow of wall sconces that gutter into life one by one. Each flame illuminates grotesque murals, figures twisted in agony, mouths sewn shut, eyes wide, pleading. Their painted arms reach out of the walls as if trying to escape. I fight the bile in my throat. Amy won't look. She buries her face against me. The corridor turns sharply. I feel wind, cold and stale. We step into a circular chamber lined with old, rotting pews. A makeshift chapel underground. Candles burn at the altar, their wax black as tar. The host stands behind it, his mask now a ruin, hanging from threads of sinew. Exposed flesh pulsates wetly. "Welcome," he rasps. Amy screams. I shove her behind me. He spreads his arms. Dinner continues. Figures emerge from the walls. Guests, half-rotted, faces stretched in permanent grins. Their eyes are pits of shadow. They shuffle closer. Amy sobs, "Charles, please." I grab a fallen candle, brandish it like a torch. The host laughs, voice cracking. "Fire won't save you." The guests close in. Their breath is cold as the grave. Fingers brush my face. I swing the candle, wax flying. Flame sputters. One guest shrieks as the flame catches dry fabric. They recoil, screeching like animals. Amy grabs my arm. "Run!" We shove through them. Hands clawed our coats. Nails scrape skin. I feel hot blood on my neck. We stagger toward a side passage. The host's voice follows us. "Charles, Amy, don't you want to belong?" We plunge into the dark corridor beyond. The last thing I hear before the passage closes is his laughter. Low and hungry. We stagger down slick stairs, breathing ragged. The walls here are bare stone, wet with seeping water that drips in slow, steady beats like a dying heart. Amy leans on me, limping. I see blood on her ankle. "I can't, Charles, I can't." Just a little further. Our footfalls echo in the tight space. Each sound is a whip crack in the silence. The air stinks of mildew, wet earth, and something worse. old blood and extinguished candles. We emerge into a vast cellar, the walls lined with casks, shelves of dusty bottles. Broken glass litters the floor. Candles in iron sconces gutter. Their flames smoke and hiss. Amy clings to me. I hear chanting, low, monotonous. We creep forward. Ahead, the floor drops into a pit lined with bricks. A makeshift altar sits in its center. The host stands there, arms raised. Around him the guests kneel in rows, swaying. Their mouths move in perfect unison, chanting words that scrape my mind raw. Amy shudders. They're calling something. I swallow. My tongue feels too big. My mouth tastes of iron. I step back. The floor creaks underfoot. The chanting stops. Every head turns. Dozens of eyes, black, empty. Amy chokes back a scream. The host smiles, mask falling away entirely to reveal a ruin of teeth and dripping gums. Join us. He gestures to the altar. Amy's fingers dig into my arm. No, I croak. He sighs. So be it. The guests rise. They move in perfect unity, their bare feet slapping wet stone. We back away. They close in. Amy sobs. I look around desperately. A service door stands ajar. I shove Amy through. We run. Their hands claw the doorframe. Their nails screech on metal. I slam it shut, my shoulder screaming in pain. But the chanting resumes behind it, faster, harsher. I turn to Amy. She's crying silently. Charles, it's not done with us. We limp down another corridor, blind save for a single candle I snatched from the cellar. The flame trembles. Our shadows stretch huge behind us, bending around corners, clawing at the walls. Amy's breath rasps. Charles, I can't! My ankle! I lift her in my arms. She's light, too light, shaking with silent sobs. The corridor tilts downward. A chill wind gusts from below. We smell it before we see it. Smoke, spices, blood. We emerge into a grand ballroom. Cracked marble floors, faded frescoes overhead of angels with black eyes. Dozens of tables are set. Each place gleams with silver and crystal. Candles burn everywhere, and every seat is taken. Figures in fine clothes sit in perfect silence, heads turned toward us. Their faces are slashed open into grins, eyeless, mouths stuffed with black roses. Amy sobs in my arms. The host stands at the center, arms open wide. Welcome, you're just in time. I shake my head. He laughs. There's no leaving. You're part of the feast. He gestures. An empty table. 2 seats. Names engraved in silver. Charles. Amy. My hands tremble. Amy shakes her head, whispering, No. No. I set her down. She clings to me. The host steps closer, rotten teeth clicking. This is your invitation. Accept it. Candles flare. The guests moan in unison. Amy's grip weakens. I feel her slipping away. I scream her name. She doesn't answer. Her eyes glaze. Her head turns toward the table. She stands and begins to walk to her seat. Amy moves like she's sleepwalking. Her eyes are wide but unseeing, glassy and wet. I lunge, grabbing her wrist. Amy, don't do this! She doesn't respond. She just keeps walking, dragging me forward with surprising strength. The host stands at the head of the table, his ruined face split by a mockery of a smile. Flesh drips from his cheeks, exposing blackened teeth that click wetly. Welcome, Charles. The table is set. I yank Amy back, forcing her to face me. Amy, look at me! Her eyes flicker. For one awful moment, I see her, the real her. Tears well. Charles, help me. Then they cloud again. She jerks away. The host laughs. Candles flare higher, shadows leaping like demons. The guests moan, rocking in unison. The black roses in their mouths crumble to ash. Amy sits at her place, hands folding neatly in her lap. Her lips move soundlessly. The silver platter before her quivers. Its lid rattles. My heart thunders. I know what's inside. The host gestures. Sit, Charles. Join her. I shake my head. He steps closer, rotted fingers brushing my shoulder. There is no leaving. I shove him back. His laugh rattles the windows. Amy's head turns slowly. Her voice is layered now, hers, and something else beneath. Charles, sit with me. I step back. The guests pound the table in rhythm. A sick chant fills the room, vibrating in my bones. The platter lid rises. Inside lies raw, twitching meat. My own face stares back. I scream. Amy picks up her fork. Don't do it! She raises it to her mouth, tears spilling over dead eyes. I rush forward, knocking the fork away. It clatters to the floor with a metallic shriek. Silence. The host leans in, breath cold as the grave. You can't save her. I pull Amy from the chair, dragging her away. But the room warps. The walls stretch. The door recedes. The guests rise in unison, blocking every path. Amy moans, pressing her face into my chest. Charles, I'm so sorry. I clutch Amy as tightly as I can, forcing her behind me. My flashlight flickers weakly, the dying bulb throwing monstrous shadows on the walls. The guests lurch forward, mouths opening wide, black blood drooling onto the floor. Their voices merge into a guttural chant. Stay, eat, join. The host's laughter booms, shaking the walls. The chandeliers sway, crystal shards falling and shattering like ice. Amy sobs. Charles, please, make it stop. I look around frantically. In the back wall, I see it. A door. Smaller than the rest. Almost hidden. I drag Amy toward it, shoving guests aside. Their flesh tears like wet paper, releasing clouds of sour-smelling dust. The host screams, You cannot leave! We hit the door. I twist the handle. It's freezing cold, rimed with frost. My skin sticks, peels away. Blood smears the brass. I slam it open. A staircase spirals downward into darkness. Amy hesitates. I can't. I pull her. Trust me! We descend, our footsteps ringing hollow. The chanting fades above us, replaced by silence so thick I feel it pressing on my eardrums. My breath rasps. Amy leans on me, shivering uncontrollably. The stair ends in a cavernous hall, stone walls slick with moisture. Roots wind through the floor, pulsing like veins. At the center, an altar of black stone. Something writhes atop it. Amy stops, eyes wide. It's calling me. I shake her. No, don't listen. She steps forward anyway. Her voice is dreamlike. It knows me, knows us. The thing on the altar lifts its head. It has my face. It smiles. Welcome home. I scream at the thing on the altar, voice breaking. Get away from her! It only grins wider. My own teeth, blackened, my own eyes, hollow. Amy turns to me slowly, tears streak her cheeks. I'm sorry, Charles. I'm so tired. She steps forward, offering her hands to the creature. I lunge, grabbing her waist. Amy, don't you dare! But she's too strong, or I'm too weak. She slips from my grasp. The altar pulses, roots lashing around her ankles. She gasps, but doesn't fight. Her voice is resigned. I just want the voices to stop. I roar, slamming my fists on the roots, tearing at them. They recoil, then surge back, lashing my arms. The thing laughs in my voice. She's mine. Amy's eyes lock on mine one last time. Charles, I love you. The roots drag her in. She vanishes. Silence crashes down. I fall to my knees, numb. My blood drips onto the cold stone, mixing with black sap. The host's voice echoes from the shadows. Dinner is served. I stagger to my feet, trembling. The altar is empty now, but roots shift like serpents, retreating into cracks in the floor. I back away. The walls begin to close in, masonry groaning. I run. I don't know how long. Doors slam shut behind me. Corridors twist. Finally, I burst into the lobby. Empty. The fireplace is dark. Ash cold. Moonlight spills through cracked windows. I scream her name until my throat tears. Amy. No answer. The concierge stands behind the counter, smiling politely. Good evening, sir. Checking in? My hands shake. I turn away. Outside, the gravel drive is gone. Only black forest, dense and endless. I step outside anyway. The door closes behind me with a final deafening click. The wind howls, and I swear I hear Amy's voice on it, soft and lost. Charles, I whisper back. I'm coming. But I don't know if I'll ever find her, or if she even exists outside these walls anymore. The night swallows me whole.
Thank you, brave souls, for listening. I'm grateful you chose to spend your evening here. Leave a comment with your thoughts or the moment that made your skin crawl. Like, subscribe, and don't forget to ring the bell. Until next time, Uncle Thistle says goodnight and may your dreams be deliciously haunted.